Jesus said, "Man cannot live on bread alone, but from every word that proceeds from the mouth of God." You're listening to Daily Truth.
We are not victims of God. Rather, we are sinners against God. Not only are we not victims of God, the reality is that the truth is precisely the opposite. It's precisely the opposite. God is the one who is being oppressed by us. Now, He's God, He's the infinite one, and so we pose Him no real threat, but the fact still remains, we are the perpetrators. Not only are we not the victims, we are the perpetrators. We're the aggressors in this cosmic image. We're the ones who have raised our fist in defiance against the living God. We are the ones who have initiated aggression in cosmic treason against the God of heaven and earth. Romans chapter 3, verse 23 says this, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." That is, all people, all mankind are not victims of an aggressive, wrongfully angry God, but rather we are sinners who have all fallen short of the glory of God. The New Living Translation says it like this, "For everyone has sinned, we all fall short of God's glorious standard." What does it mean to fall short of the glory of God? Well, it literally translates, it means to fall short of God's glorious standard. It means that all of us are law breakers. All of us have transgressed God's standard for morality. And God's standard is unchanging. It is immutable. It is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. And it is perfect. It is morally perfect. God is light, 1 John says, and in Him is no shadow or no darkness, no imperfection, moral imperfection at all. The book of James says that in Him is no shadow or turning. There is no change in God, and there is no moral imperfection in God. He has an unchangeable standard, and He has the right standard. God is right. Elsewhere in the Scripture, the Apostle Paul says, "Let God be true, and every man a liar." God is right. God is true. We are the transgressors. We are the ones in the wrong. We are not victims. We are sinners. Romans chapter 2, verse 14 through 15 says this, "For when Gentiles," so it's not just for the church, not just for those who acknowledge Christ, but even Gentiles, those who have never heard the gospel, who have never received a single page of the Torah at the time of Paul, the Old Testament, God's special revelation, His word, His law word, even for them. For when Gentiles who do not have the law, they have not received special revelation, when Gentiles who do not have the law by nature do what the law requires, this is a sign and evidence of proof that they are a law to themselves. Now, Paul's not saying they're a law unto themselves, meaning they get to decide what the moral standard is. No, what he's saying is their own consciences bear witness of God's law, God's standard, and they are functioning as judges of their own self. They are a law unto themselves, even though they do not have the law. They show that the work of the law is written on their hearts. Even if they never received it on tablets of stone, as Israel did in the wilderness at Mount Sinai through Moses, still even the Gentile nations that never received God's law, His special revealed revelation, simply by being created in the image of God, having a conscience, having a general knowledge of morality, right and wrong, and by virtue of natural revelation, meaning God displaying the truth of who He is by what He has made, by the cosmos, that the sky, the heavens, as Psalm says, they pour out speech, they reveal who God is. By these virtues, even the Gentiles who have never received the Bible, or in Paul's case, the Torah, the Old Testament, they are a law unto themselves, and they prove that the law of God is written on their hearts. If they never received the law of God written on paper, they received it written on their hearts, while their consciences also bear witness. This is natural law and natural revelation. Natural revelation is God revealing himself, God speaking through creation. That by what God has made, it's Romans 1, by virtue of what God has made, all men are without what? An apologia, a defense, an excuse.
Wait. Real quick, before you go, do me a favor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell so you'll be notified with all our new content as it comes out on a daily basis. And if you're willing to support this ministry, you can do so by going to rightresponseministries.com/donate. Thanks so much. God bless.